if we see the Twitter doc, we can see user should provide true T or 1 for trim user and exclude replies, but user can provide anything, and we never know what he or she is going to provide. So somehow we need to restrict the user so that they can only provide these three values. But if we want to check that, then we need to implement separate function for the strings true and T, and separate function or methods for the integer for 1. So one way to reduce the work from our side is when they're using our package, they will not be able to provide true and T as a string. They will only use 1 like number, so that in that way, like, we don't need to implement test for the string, only for the number. For test for the number will be enough. So how we can restrict that so that they provide only 1 or 0 or any number is to change the unions in the type in that resource param struct. So here we can see like user can provide integer and string, so we can just do nothing. So now user can provide, not like user don't need to provide anything, or they can provide nothing, or they can provide only numbers, but the numbers can be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, any numbers. So now we will check that if the number the user provide is 0 or 1, any one of these, otherwise we will raise error in our param to dict function, because that we could add that in constructor, then it will check like when it's creating the constructor, but the constructor is going very long, it already has some other checks. So in that case I will just add that in our param to dict, but then user need to redefine if some error happened. So to do that, we can first create a constant of list with those parameters we want to check. So that will be Boolean fields, and that's a array or list. Trim user is one of them we want to test, and the other one is exclude replies. So I'll just run that. Now what we have to do, we have to check that what user provided is valid or not. So where we are going to check that, we are already like converting our parameters into dictionary. So we can check before adding that parameter into that dictionary, like that value and the key. So we can just do a check here. So we can create a function Boolean values, and that function will take a field name as a string and the value. So as it takes a field name as a string and the value, what we can do, we can first create the field name here. So we can write fnstr, field name as a string, and that string goes here. In that case, like, then we don't need to rerun that string function again, so we can just use fnstr in the value. And as we are using the same function again and again, get filled, we can just put that as a field value fv here. And that can be something or nothing. So if that field value is not nothing, then it will go here and then it will put the field name in the string, and then it will send that field name str and the field value to check Boolean values, and then if it doesn't throw error, it will add that that key as a string, and the value is fv in the dictionary. So now we have to implement that check Boolean values, which will accept field name string and field value, but we don't want to test that for all the fields. We just want to test that the fields has that the fields are from that list we created here, the only Boolean fields we want to test. So here we can just do another condition. If that f and field name str in that list, then only check that, and we have to end that. So that's how our parameter dict looks like. And now we will try to create that check Boolean values function. So function check Boolean values, it will take a string and an integer. So we can do field name as field name. I will just keep field name, not the string width, because it's already a string. We already know that. And then it will take a field value as integer. And the body is very simple. So if the field value not equal 1, or if the field value, the or will be double pipe, field value not equal 0. So if it's not any one of them, it will throw some error, otherwise it will just pass it. We have to end and error. So I have already created that error string we want to add, so I will just copy that. So what we are doing, we are interpolating the field name. So the Boolean field value, and it will take that field name, must have to be 0 or 1. I'm telling the user, but I will also want to tell the user that they need to redefine the struct again. And then how to concatenate this in Julia is with the star. So now it will be in one line, and that's how our check Boolean values looks like. And we already have implemented check Boolean values in parameter dict. And in the next video we will implement tests for all of these functions. Maybe it will take 2 more videos to implement all the tests. Or another thing I can do, probably I will implement the test offline and then just will discuss with you how the test looks like. Otherwise it's getting very long videos. So I'll see you in the next video, and maybe I will just discuss about the test, the new test I have built, and then you will have a look, and then we will add our new product as a new version. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.